deadly pace. Give up your children, separate. Find your time, lie in wait. Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground. They made a vow their mother will be found.
Hello and welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I am one of the students. My name is Devon.
I'm the other student, Morg.
And I'm the teacher, Dan. And, we got Sonic Underground again.
Sonic Underground.
I gotta say, I kind of think I'm going to have more fun discussing how batshit this is compared to Adventures, because Adventures runs on cartoon logic.
Yeah.
Which is all well and good, but, like, Sonic Underground is, like, sci-fi fantasy. It almost takes itself... It's trying to take itself seriously, but not very well.
Sonic Underground thinks it's your favorite shonen anime.
What if Sonic thought it was Star Trek? And it was Star Trek.
Sonic Star Trek.
But, like, yeah, and the Mobians are, like, just another species on Star Trek. That are just animal people, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that does make me think of, like Archie, which is its own thing, but just, it's an experience.
Sonic.
But yeah.
Star Trek crossover.
I would be down for that.
Hell
right?
Yeah. I'm sure someone wrote something like that. I feel like Star Trek is a big crossover, a big popular, like, crossover thing.
Archive of our own.
I'm not looking at Sonic and Archive of our own. I refuse.
Sonic.
I'm sure Sonic Underground has got me covered anyway.
Uh-huh.
So this is God, how many undergrounds have we done?
This is our third. We've only covered...
Okay.
The first two, we only covered one episode each.
That's right.
And the third one... This is the third one.
Okay. I was confused because you were talking about how, like, the intro arc is over.
Yeah, our first of the 3 episodes is the end of the intro arc, and the second is a regular episode. Real quick thing to note, if you look these up on YouTube, it might be a little confusing because apparently the original airing order aired the pilots out of order, but not even, like, sequence.
What?
It's like they put the pilot arc at the, like, halfway through the series in the original airing.
What the hell?
Oh?
That doesn't even make sense, because that's when they meet. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It would have to be, like... Maybe it would make sense if there was, like, flashback to when we met. Wow. That's so weird.
I also gotta say, the pilot trilogy of episodes were written by... One of the writers was Ben Hurst, and I think the other one, too, were, like, people who worked on Sat AM, the show this replaced. And, like, Sat AM is actually, like, a competently written show.
Can't wait to get to it.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, the opening trilogy has good moments from time to time, but there is an immense drop in quality once you exit that.
I mostly just am thinking about the bug man that Manic knew.
Yeah.
Or was raised by? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think his name was, like, Farrell or something like that. I cannot remember. I remember how it was pronounced, just not how it was spelled.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that's the quality.
Yeah, it's it's a weird, like, when I say competent writers, I do mean they were writing within the constraints of what they could and couldn't do, as well as what they had to include. But that doesn't account for the artists or the animation or anything like that. Or especially not the music. But it had, like, it had competent writers. That being said, let's get into episode 3, or 30, if you're looking at the stuff online.
God.
Harmony of something.
Harmony of what? Harmony of something? That's such a odd choice for a name. It's just very vague.
We open up from last episode. Robotnik is very unhappy with the bounty hunters, who I now actually know the names of because they started saying them in the 4th episode, which are Sleet and Dingo.
I do not remember the bounty hunters.
Yeah. One of them is one of them is voiced by Maurice LaMarche, famous for playing the brain and doing sort of like lackey voices. That being said, what I was actually like, I found out between the last time we talked about Underground and this one that, like, he's supposed to be doing, like, a Peter Lorre impression or someone like that. Yeah, like, Peter Lorre was, like, this actor who was, like, famous for, like, he was famous for, like, being in a lot of, like, mid-century films. He had, like, if you've ever seen in, like, a cartoon, the guy who talks like this. That's him.
Oh, yeah. It's always like an Igor character.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what he's doing in this. Or that's what Maurice LaMarche is doing in this.
I see.
Robotnik's unhappy with them, but, Sleet and Dingo are able to save their own hides by providing a disc they recovered of the Sonic siblings' training. Just as a reminder, they're training with monks to learn how to use their weapons and instruments and fight for the Resistance.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been, like, too long, because monks?
Yeah,
I thought they were musicians? What the fuck? When did they come across monks? What?
Yeah. Having not seen this show, I was just kind of dropped in and just went, okay, that sounds about right the whole time.
But, like,
they were just like, we have these necklaces, and I was like, okay, and then they're like, they turn into instruments, and I was like,
God.
You know, might as well.
Is this the first episode of Underground that you've been in, Dev? Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we cut to the Sonic siblings in their training, and right now they're in a Dark Souls level. It's just this spooky, foggy place with castles and stuff.
Do they get the chicken out of the wall?
Mm-hmm. They are getting shot at by, well, getting fire blown at them by a dragon. So they run off, hide in, like, some part of the nearby castle. And they have, like, instruments that can be weapons if they're in harmony. I guess.
Yeah.
If they like each other?
I vaguely remember that, maybe.
Yeah.
Sonic has a necklace on in this picture.
Yeah, they have necklaces that turn into their instruments. I think they're shaped like the instruments, I don't recall. So while they're like dealing with this, Sonia is able to pass her perception check and is able to tell that this is an air elemental because it won't touch any sort of earth, always flying. Yeah. So they figure out a solution. Manic has to like use his drums to earthbend.
Oh, fuck yeah. I do like the concept of like elemental powers by using instruments. I like that in theory, but it just sounds not great in this show. Like, that's what a bard does. They're literally all bards. This is that Tumblr post that I've run across that, I mean, I feel like it's probably very niche, but it's like they wanted to run like an all bard party of D&D and make it like they're touring.
Now that I think about it, I can think of like you could probably use a fellowship game running in like the what's it called? Not like the Horizon model. That would probably work for fantasy band adventures.
Yeah, and they definitely like have ways of making a like bard a thing in fellowship. I just went with D&D because I figured that's what most people would know.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, this all bard party has to like do earthbending. Apparently, Sonia explains she knows what an air elemental is because they teach it in school.
What?
Right.
I'm glad they have a monster manual class.
I guess they kind of have to if they exist
I would go
in
to that
this
class.
world.
So the air elemental can't touch the ground. So Manic uses his drums to like send a boulder flying at it to hit it, thus destroying it. And he successfully does that. We're back in the monk temple. The whole thing was like a training illusion.
By the way, I was picturing the air thing as the Dust Ghost Dumbledore Dust Ghost that they keep talking about shrieking.
That Dust Ghost. Yeah, it's just
it's like
dragon.
a very big dragon.
He doesn't even like shoot.
It's just a
air
goddamn
blasts.
dragon.
It's fireballs.
Then why is it air? That's so weird.
Yeah, no, because he starts shooting fire at them, and then like she's just like, "Oh, it must be an air elemental," and I'm just like, "Where did you get that one?"
The monk that's been like talking to him, his name's Salonius. He sounds like the lodge guard from Harvester. It's I swear to God, like this is like one of those voices people do when they want to sound evil. He talks like this.
Oh,
right.
I guess I did more of a Skeletor voice just then.
Almost like sort of like metal growls or whatever. Like Salonius explains that Manic can earthbend. He is the most powerful, but his powers are the hardest to control. And then Salonius is like, ugh, and realizes that he shudders and like realizes he like gets a vision, and he shows this vision to the siblings of SWAT bots cracking down on the resistance in Mobotropolis, and they manage to capture Trevor, who is Sonic's previously unmentioned resistance friend.
Oh. Was it in the previous episodes?
No, I mean, I don't think so. If they did, I do not remember it. No, okay.
Not Trevor.
I have my notes here, and yeah, Trevor's here now.
Not Trevor.
No, Trevor.
Oh, Trevor.
Magical Trevor.
This man looks like the most stereotypical hippie you have ever seen in your life.
Like, Sonic's like, we have to rescue him, and Sony's like, that might not be a good idea, but I'm gonna agree with you because I know you got a big heart. So Thelonious teleports them into Mobotropolis, but not into the base. They have to get in on their own way. But Manic knows exactly how to get in, and he calls it the Mouse Patrol.
He plays
So
Mouse
here's a
Guard to
bit-
get in.
Yeah. So here's a bit of lore. The Mouse Patrol is the first job the Thieves Guild assigns to children who are being recruited in. Their job is to steal food and other valuables from Robotnik.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Sonia's
Cool.
like, yeah.
Child
Sonia's upset about it, but it seems to be more like it seems like she's more upset that they're stealing things and not that they're children.
Wow.
Uh,
A true blue capitalist.
You can't simply steal from Robotnik. He would be poor then. He's worked so
Yeah.
hard for that.
Yeah, he killed so many people.
He made his million.
His parents had an
Yeah.
emerald mind.
his parents
Had a chaos
Dr.
emerald mind.
Robotnik. Yes, Dr. Robotnik's parents had a Chaos Emerald mine. This is canon now.
That's how he got his money.
Yeah. So they're like sneaking through the vents. And much like an immersive sim, they catch in on a conversation between Robotnik and Bartleby, Sonia's fiancé. Dr. Robotnik wants Bartleby to like give information on Sonia, and
Oh shit.
like to intimidate him, Robotnik like shows Sonia's adoptive mom who got roboticized and has her bring him a drink. Just with the implication that if Bartleby doesn't help him out, he's going to get roboticized too.
Bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. We also get this. Yeah. It seems like, based on what I've heard and what's in these episodes, that like the wealthy are in like this weird sort of trap where they live better than the regular citizens. Like they sold out, but also it's bad for them because Robotnik has them cater to his every whim, or else they get roboticized.
And the normal people aren't roboticized? Like, they don't have to deal with being blackmailed?
Yeah,
You have two paths among you. You can be poor and your life sucks, or you can be rich, but occasionally you have to hang out with dictator Elon Musk. You have to hang out with Supreme God Elon Musk.
Robotnik's computer tells him that Trevor is currently being brain scanned, and I think they say by tomorrow they'll have literally all the information they could possibly need.
Wild.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, he's even making a fucking brainwave reader like fucking Elon. Jesus.
Yeah. Robotnik is kind of Elon Musk.
Sonic
to
is?
varying degrees through... No, Robotnik is.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It cut off when you said the name, so I just heard ick. They both end in ick.
Now I'm imagining Elon Musk Sonic OC.
Sonia initially tries to save her adoptive mom, but then like Sonic and Manic tell him, no, it's too late for her. Once you get roboticized, there's no going back.
Sonia, your mom's just dead. Get over it.
Your mom's
Yeah.
fucking dead, dude.
Your mom and soon-to-be fiance are both basically dead. How old are they supposed to be? Why does she have a fiance?
I genuinely can't recall.
I thought they were supposed to be teens.
Yeah, I think they're teens.
Bro,
but I'm
we are
not
teens.
sure.
But
Like,
they're like, yeah, it's weird that he's her fiance if they're teens. Don't like that.
What's this
Did
dude
they
doing?
use the wrong word? Is this a betrothal situation?
Maybe.
Got different customs and
maybe it's like future fiance.
Yeah. They always say fiance in this show from what I've seen.
Oh, good. He comes back then. Wonderful.
Yeah, so oh yeah, Bartleby's in the show. From what I know, he's in the show a lot.
Oh, hooray!
You don't like him very much, Devon?
No, not having a good time looking at him.
Yeah, he kind of sucks. So, the bounty hunters, wait, no, hang on. I am on entirely the wrong notes. Give
It's
me a
fine.
second.
This episode is kind of weird.
Okay, here we go. The bounty hunters find Sonia on the monitor. Basically, Sonia is like hacking right now, and Sonic and Manic are just sort of waiting for her to finish.
I'm in.
Yeah. We find out that Manic stole a bunch of things while they were sneaking around, and Sonic is upset that Manic stole from Dr. Robotnik.
What?
I guess partly
Wait.
because...
Isn't that what they're supposed to do? Like the kids do?
Yeah.
But it's bad
But
if
stealing is wrong.
Manic does it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic...
Yeah, Sonic is a cop.
Sonic is in an arc... I think a lot of, like, the TV and comic Sonics, like, before the 21st century are kind of, like, revanchists. They're revolutionaries, but what they're bringing back, what they're doing is trying to restore a monarchy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Give me anarchy, Sonic. Anarchist communist Sonic.
Sonic, I think one of the reasons Sonic's concerned is just like, what if they set off some alarms by accident? Which, fair, I guess. But they find Trevor, and meanwhile, we cut back to, like, Robotnik and the bounty hunters. They found the Oracle's cave, and they're gonna attack him. Meanwhile, Sonic, Manic, and Sonia have conveniently broken Trevor out off screen.
Oh. Great. Why even introduce him?
Yeah. They still have to get out, though. So, Sonia suggests they steal a ship to fly out. Sonic and Manic are like, oh, now you're okay with stealing. Okay. And Sonia's like, oh, well, we'll just borrow it. And they come up with a plan. The Sonic siblings are going to take a larger ship while Trevor takes a smaller ship and, like, leads the fleet away. And the Sonic siblings are going to, like, join that fleet, like, and then break off at a later point. Manic then points out that in order to, like, get on this ship, they'll need a frequency harmonizer, but then he's like, oh, look at this. I've stolen a frequency harmonizer. How's that for you?
What do you mean is a frequency harmonizer?
I don't know. It's probably...
Apparently it just opens the
Yeah.
door.
Great.
I guess it's the keys.
Great.
I kind of like Manic. I mean, I like Manic in these episodes, in this pilot trilogy. He seems okay. He's a crime boy.
Yeah, I like that he just, like, takes things whenever he wants.
They escape Robotnik's tower, as they planned. And things go exactly as planned, and I do want to note that the SWAT bots in this show look worse than the usual design they have in American stuff. But they are able to escape, and it goes off without a hitch.
Sus. It's very sus.
Except when as they, like, after they've broken off and escaped, Robotnik finds out, hey, one of the ships from that other fleet are now in the fleet going after the Oracle. Why is that? Oh, would you look at that? It's actually the one that the Sonic siblings are in. So he messages them and tells them, I have activated the self-destruct sequence on your ship, and the hatches have been sealed. You're going to die.
Rest in peace. This is actually the last episode of Sonic Underground.
Mm-hmm. And Manic is able to, like, recover another stolen good that he's like, hey, would you look at that? I stole another thing we needed. And
I love this.
They're able to, like, override and break out of the hatches. They just sort of skydive without parachutes because there's snow on the ground, and that makes it safe.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Granted, the height doesn't seem as potentially fatal as it could be, but it still seems pretty bad.
I guess Sonic kind of dives out of ships all the time, though, and it just, like, uses his speed to cushion the landing, I guess?
I don't know. Like,
Sure.
I think Sonic is immune to fall damage.
God, I wish that were me. Oh, man. Manic seems like a character I would like as a kid a lot.
Yeah.
Like, if I was watching this, he'd be my favorite. For sure.
I think so, too, yeah. They, like, get into the cave before the ships do. But when Sonic stops, they end up on, like, a rope bridge. So they have to, like, go across it more carefully. But the rope bridge breaks, and they get stuck on a cliff.
Of course it does.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best to figure out how to explain this. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, Ghost Mom just shows up.
Yeah, their mom shows up as, like, a hologram.
Oh.
And she's like, go save the Oracle, my children. Use your harmony. So,
isn't that a My
of
Little
course,
Pony
they figure
thing?
it out. Yeah. They've got the elements of harmony. Let's see. The 3 elements of harmony. Bougie, resistance, crime.
Resistance and crime should be the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it shouldn't. Nothing should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. They
just saying shit. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it's time for them to sing a song. They sing "We're All in This Together," but not the Disney one because this is the 90s and that song doesn't exist yet. But they basically just sing about how they're working together.
All
and
this together. Oh man. So Is it like sound rock and roll at all? Since, they are a band.
I think so. I kind of forgot what it sounded
Yeah,
like.
I could not tell you the sound of it.
It's probably very generic.
It's the visuals, like all of the like music video visuals are like, I assume mimicking what music videos were like in the 90s, which is to say they're like, it's like it's the same bit of video overlaid itself 3 times while like weird like cheap visual effects go on, like one of them turns negative for a second. There's like
fuck yeah,
a waveform around it.
Fuck yeah, waveform.
It's not very pleasant to look at. I don't care for it.
What if it was the
I was convinced I was in the credits for a second.
What if it was the music thing people got on computers that would like move to the music?
Those
the
things
lines
ruled.
would go up and stuff.
Yeah, like Windows Media Player.
Yeah.
It's a Windows. Yeah, it's a Windows
those
Media
things
Player
rule.
visual. Also a Winamp skin, maybe.
Fuck yeah.
The Sonic Underground Winamp skin.
More like WAP skin.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I'm saying. You can cut
Yeah,
that.
so no, I'm leaving it in. That's good. You can really hear the double D as
Wet ass porcupine?
I forgot to mention this to you, Devon, but so 2 things about the voice actors for the Sonic siblings. The regular talking lines, they're all 3 of them are voiced by Jaleel White. But let me real quick look up the name because I have forgotten again, because it has been several months since our last Sonic Underground episode.
It's been a while.
The person who sings the songs is Samuel Vincent, who is most famous for, well, he's got a lot of things under his belt, but probably his most famous role is playing the role of Double D on Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Yeah, so Urkel sounds like
what a career
Double
path.
D when he sings.
What a career path.
I mean, also Maurice LaMarche is in this, and I would say he is slightly more famous for playing the Brain in Pinky and the Brain, but I don't know how... 90s voice acting is something, alright. So, where was I? Okay, here we go. After they do their song, Manic drums aggressively so he can control a bunch of boulders and send them flying to destroy all the ships. They save the Oracle. He teleports in and tells them, "Congratulations, you have unlocked powers." And then he teleports away.
Can the others do powers too? I feel like we've mostly seen Manic do stuff.
I mean,
they kind of just shoot lasers.
It's basically just lasers.
Exciting.
I assume there's an elemental component to them, but they're just blue and pink.
Yeah, then the Oracle teleports over to Queen Alina. They talk to each other about how they're so proud of the Sonic siblings, and I don't know if they're in person or holograms right now. But it begins.
I think they're real.
Yeah, okay, that seems right. I think these are the real...
Because she doesn't have like a weird light about them. I think she just teleported in when her children left.
Yeah, I think you're right. These are the actual Queen Alina and Oracle, not holograms. Man, Queen Alina is... It feels like she's literally just out of reach and just stringing the kids along to like, I don't know, build up a resistance or something.
Wow. She's trying to make her kids into child soldiers.
Yeah. Cool teen soldiers. Cool teen child soldiers.
Well...
Love it.
God,
Remember,
Yeah.
kids, it's cool to disrespect authority.
I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about, like, other incarnations of Sonic. And, like, what came before this Sat AM, the Freedom Fighters were very much child soldiers, but it was like, they were forced in this position because Robotnik took over and presumably roboticized all their parents.
Oh, yeah. Seems like
they're just like this...
all my podcasts
Freedom-
have child soldiers in them. This
Yeah.
does. Fucking Wow Cool Robot, kinda, because... I mean, kinda. That one is probably the most child soldier, because they're literally children in war.
Yeah, I think that one's
And
the
then,
most
like,
explicit.
Departure Lounge, they... Like, yeah, they choose to be hunters, but they're still children being fighters.
I mean, Killua is quite
He's
literally
12!
a child raised to be a murder machine. Yeah, he's 12 and he's raised to be a murder machine.
Yeah. It is funny to think about. Like, it's more likely to happen, like, unironically in children's media because, like, they want to make kids think they're cool, and being able to fight stuff sounds cool. So, voila, child soldiers.
Even though, like, 0079 is a shonen, I guess, kind of.
I mean, also,
I would still have a hard time showing that to kids, I think.
Yeah.
It's just, like, very brutal.
Yeah, Gundam is at least about how war is bad. I cannot say the same for all of these.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
War is fun. You get to play music.
You get cool rock and roll powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that wraps up episode 3. So let's move on to episode 4, Wedding Bell Blues. We open with a little narration from Queen Alina, like in every episode. This time she's talking about how one of Robotnik's greatest dreams is to become the legitimate king of Mobius. The episode starts with Sonic getting a chili dog from a chili dog robot. He likes chili dogs, and they make robots that serve them.
A good robot?
They make robots that serve chili dogs.
I guess that's not good or bad, but I was just thinking, like, aren't the robots under Robotnik's control?
Yeah, I guess they would be under Robotnik's control.
He has to make his money somehow.
Yeah, I will note that, like, when I say chili dog robot, I don't mean, like, a robot serving chili dogs. I mean, like, this automated chili dog food stand that just makes and hands out chili dogs. Yeah. We find out that they now have an RV. I thought the pilot would explain how they got it, but it doesn't. They just have this for the rest of the series.
Manic probably stole it.
Yeah, they probably...
But they didn't even...
They probably stole it.
But they didn't even show it getting stolen. Like, they could have at least done, like, a minute thing where, like, Manic's like, whoa, and, like, grabs it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel
they
like
can't show that kind of violence on TV.
They can't show theft. Theft is wrong.
They can't show theft except they keep showing theft.
Yeah.
No, they only show that he has the items.
But
they never show him stealing them.
They can't show him swiping it. Well, he could just appear. Like, Sonia and Sonic can turn away for, like, a minute and talk about something else, and they hear, like, the honk of a horn, honk, and it's like, oh, Manic came back with a fucking car. With an RV.
I should note, this RV very much has the Sonic Underground logo on it.
Fuck yeah, they spray painted it on there.
Yeah.
These are some rowdy kids.
Immediately I noticed how much the quality of this show dropped. It wasn't great, but it is so much worse now. But yeah, just to remind both the listeners and Devon, this show was there was a sole guiding principle to making this show, which is money. Everything about this was to make as much money as possible.
Yup.
Yep.
Like,
the songs, apparently...
Yeah, it feels like
apparently
it.
you can get you can charge royalties if you have a song in every episode. So...
Oh?
Yeah. So they put it on that. Also, Sonic... Adventures of Sonic has 65 episodes because that's how much you need to get syndication, which is just free money. But Deke seems to be very money oriented.
Right, but that seems like a slightly better show.
Yeah, it is a better show than this marginally.
Yeah, that one is very much just acting on Looney Tunes logic. We're gonna be as silly as possible. This one thinks it's cool.
I think Sad AM feels like the only one that really isn't solely about making money. It's just kind of cool. It's just also that one was kind of a failure because it aired at the exact same time as Power Rangers.
It also wasn't...
Oh, that's a mistake.
It wasn't made with money in mind, so...
Yeah.
It got crushed. It's probably more the Power Rangers thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know specifically what I would be watching.
Robotnik makes an announcement on, these PA speakers or something, he's getting married to Queen Alina. And for this momentous occasion, he will even allow music to be played.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know how much this show is going to lean into it going forward, but it seems to be implied that Dr. Robotnik hates music and forbids it to some extent or another.
Fuck music. That's so... I mean, I guess that would make sense. It's the good guys do music, so the bad guy hates it.
Yeah. The Sonic siblings discuss with each other about what this means. Manic's this is obviously a trap. How else? Our mom is missing. There's no way he found her. This is a trap. But they go anyway, just in case it's real. And as they're in, they're going to use Bartleby, Sonia's fiancé. We cut to Robotnik and his goons confirming, yes, this is a trap. And also we're going to manipulate Bartleby into giving information.
They're just using Bartleby again.
Yeah.
He's just very easy to fucking manipulate, I guess.
Yeah.
Manic confirms himself once again as my favorite character in this because all he does at Bartleby's house is just steal shit from him.
So, the Sonic siblings sneak into Bartleby's as carpet cleaners. Sonia reveals her identity to Bartleby, but she says only she should reveal herself because Bartleby hates Sonic and Manic, presumably because they're not rich.
Good.
So yeah, we get them cleaning. Bartleby insults how Sonia's family is barely legitimate at this point.
Oh my god.
They're wanted criminals. The Manic is stealing stuff off screen, or not off screen, on screen, while
good for him.
Bartleby is talking.
Oh, good.
And
good for him.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Manic understands.
Yeah.
Guess they can show stealing.
Yeah. Sonic gets pissed about Bartleby and just yells at him a bit. But Sonia is able to sweet talk him into staying on their good side.
He
Bartleby
sucks so
fucking
goddamn
sucks
much,
so
and
much,
I'm
dude.
looking at him.
He's the blonde guy in the first
Yeah.
video thumbnail, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, he has this weirdly he feels like an almost off-brand version of like the dog people they use in like Goof Troop and DuckTales.
He kind of also reminds me of Antoine.
Yeah, he's also worse Antoine. Because Antoine also kind of has like a crush on Sally in the early stuff. Like later on he finds someone else to be interested in and it becomes significantly less creepy about it. Or in the comics at least. But no, we've got this guy who is a fiance to someone who I can only assume is a teenager. I cannot remember her age.
I
would
am
assume, like,
going to
16,
be driven crazy by
17.
this. I'm looking this up.
Yeah. Like, maybe he's the same age. Who knows? Maybe. But, like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. The bounty hunters, Sleet and Dingo, show up, demanding tribute. The Sonic siblings are in disguise. Oh, she's 15. Great.
She's 15.
Yeah. I don't know how old Bartleby is,
She's 15.
Maybe
Cool,
it never
alright.
says.
I'm looking it
Maybe
up.
it never says. I'm going to give extreme benefit of the doubt and assume... Oh, he's 18, huh?
He's 18.
Not my favorite, but
Uh-huh.
better than I was expecting. I'm gonna be real with you.
Doing a big think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking he was like in his 20s, but
Yeah.
they were like, what's the bare minimum to make him an adult and also
Yeah.
make him a teen? Oh, I am having the
like,
best time
The
looking
most
through his
generous
character chart.
interpretation is like
Likes
they've known each other since
Sonia.
they were kids. That's the most generous interpretation, but
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue.
But also he just sucks. Like, even if they were the same
Character
age, he
alignment,
just seems
neutral.
like absolute shithead.
Yeah, he seems like he fucking sucks. I hate him so much.
Likes Sonia. Being rich.
He dresses
Rosebud
like he
tea.
has a British accent.
Dislikes Dr. Robotnik.
Yes. So, as they're demanding tribute, Sonia drops a hint for him, which is, hey, I'll give you half my regular tribute, but I'll also provide some very expensive musicians for the wedding coming up. And Sleet's like, alright, cool. And we cut ahead to the Sonic siblings sneaking into, I think it's supposed to be like their former home, like when they were babies. Like, this is where Queen Alina lived before she went into hiding.
Do they remember it at all?
I genuinely don't know. I don't think so. They would have been infants. But then again, I wouldn't put it beyond the show to, like, say they could remember. No, wait, no, they don't. Because they clearly don't. Because, like, it's a surprise to them that their whole situation in the pilot. So they're going in disguised as classical musicians, powdered wigs and all.
Oh, that... Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Once they get in, they abandon the instruments and bring out their real instruments and sing a song called When Tomorrow Comes. When Tomorrow Comes is a song about how When tomorrow comes, everything will work out fine. They'll finally reunite with their mom. Everything's gonna be just okay.
Bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah. Bet your bottom dollar. So, of course Robotnik found out. It's very obvious. I think what they try to do from this point on is, like, they get an order from, like a robot drone saying, please don't play any more rock music. And Sonic uses the jacket on his, like, disguise to cover up the camera, the hidden camera, and then he starts playing a Walkman to like, cover up them talking. They discuss what to do. Manic finds a secret passage, and they figure out their plan. They're all going to search for their mom. Manic's going to search the secret passages. Sonic will search the exterior. Sonia will search the interior by disguising herself as, like, a bridesmaid or something. And see if she can get into the bridal chamber or whatever it was called. I can't remember. So they do that, but after they leave, a flying drone finds the jacket and the... Oh, my notifications are going off like hell. Okay. Hang on. Well, maybe... Let me just check my waveform to make sure this isn't being picked up. Never mind, it stopped already. I'll just move on. Okay, so... So a flying drone finds the jacket and the Walkman and takes it to Robotnik, who inspects it with Sleet and Dingo. They now know that they're definitely 100% there and where Sonic will be, so Sleet comes up with a plan to trap Sonic. So Sleet and Dingo go outside. They have a bucket of chili and a bucket of hot dogs.
They just stick it under a box and they pull the string and make him trapped in the box.
You'd think they'd do a scratch and grounder, but instead, what happens is...
I miss scratch and grounder already.
Yeah. Sleet takes out a remote and transforms Dingo into one of the chili dog serving robots.
Excuse me.
He turns him into a chili dog food stand.
Oh, okay.
And apparently,
sure,
the chili can still...
Uh-huh.
Apparently he can still feel in this form.
Oh.
Because when Dingo, like, pours the chili into one of the buckets or whatever, he's like, hey, that's hot.
Oh my god. He's not originally a robot, is he?
No, I don't know what the deal with this is. I was really hoping they'd explain what this thing is in the pilot, but apparently he can just do this.
Was he just, like, roboticized randomly?
I don't think he was... It's so weird.
Wild.
Sonic sees it. He gets a chili dog from Sleet, who is in disguise. And then when Sonic's, like, grabbed the chili dog, Sleet transforms Dingo into a giant Venus flytrap, which eats Sonic.
Oh!
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought you were... Okay.
Kind of out of nowhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he just does that.
Feed me, Seymour.
Sonic?
Feed me, Sonic.
Milk me, Sonic.
I'm sorry. Don't take that out of context.
Sonic is able to get out by throwing the chili dog down the dingo plant's throat, which makes him cough him up. Maybe, I don't know if they really explain that. I just assume he maybe choked on it or something.
They just try to kill him.
Yeah. Sonic got bored.
Dan!
But yeah, Sonic's able to get out and escape. We cut ahead to Manic, who is exploring these hidden passages in this building. He ditches the disguise. He spies on Robotnik being fit into a funny bodice. Is that what it's called?
The thing that tightens your waist and stuff?
Yeah, he's being fit into one of those. He doesn't seem to wear it for the rest of this, but he's got one of those.
A corset.
Yeah, corset. He's being fit into one of those, but it's just a one-off gag. Sonia and Manic reach the bridal chamber, where they think they found their mom, but their response is like, "Mom, why are you marrying Robotnik? This is fucked up." I think then Sonic joins in at this point.
It's fucked up.
And it's revealed that it's actually Dingo in disguise. It's very obvious that it's Dingo in disguise.
Wasn't he with Wasn't he with his
He's
friend?
very fast.
I guess maybe some time passed between
cartoon logic.
That last scene and this scene. It's not very clear. But Dingo's like, "I'm sorry, I can't get married to Robotnik," and he reveals his true form, and he's like, "I'm already married to my job."
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. You mean you're married to the other bounty hunter?
Yeah, yes, definitely. Yeah, his coworker. That's his job.
True.
Yeah, they are they're actually relieved that it's a trap and not their mom getting married to Robotnik. Which I think is alright. That's an alright bit.
Fair.
But then, Sleet turns Dingo into a cobra, and Cobra Dingo grabs Sonia, while Sonic and Manic have to deal with SWAT bots.
So many SWAT bots.
Yeah. So, this next bit is kind of confusing because Sonic lets Manic get caught by the SWAT bots and escapes. And I thought this would lead to another point, but it feels like they just forget about it. We cut ahead to Sonia, who refuses to let herself become her mother's successor while her mother is still alive. And Bartleby explains to her, well, it's not like she's been gone for a very long time. Her rule isn't legitimate. And Robotnik reveals they're not getting married. Robotnik is going to adopt Sonia, thereby making him the rightful king of Mobius.
Oh my god, I thought you were going to say he was going to marry Sonia.
This is thankfully not The Marvelous Marriage by Al Funkoot.
Yeah, he can't marry.
I was also thinking of Series of Unfortunate Events, so...
Well, he can't marry her.
Yeah.
She's already betrothed.
Yeah.
She's already getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a bit where he's like, maybe you can call me your dad. Just to rub it in on Sonia. and Sonia hates it. So now what's going to happen is Sonia is going to be adopted, and unless Queen Alina can show up and prove she hasn't abandoned the throne, the Robotnik will become rightful king of Mobius. So, initially, Sonic and Manic come up with a plan, which is to disguise Manic as Queen Alina, and have him say, I haven't abandoned the throne. You can't adopt my daughter. So like, Manic is gonna do that, but then he gets locked in a cell. He gets caught by some robots. He gets locked up. He is able to escape. And then we see Alina show up. Unclear if it... We don't see her fully, but she showed up, and she reveals that she will never abandon Mobius. Her children will defeat him one day. And
I didn't expect her to be, like, revealed in the 4th episode. Is it another hologram or anything?
Well, here's the thing. Also, it was the real her in the 3rd episode, but... here's the thing. As the nobility are cheering for her, she runs away so Robotnik can't, like, capture her or do anything like that.
Yeah.
Robotnik and the bounty hunters and some robots find what they think is Alina on a donkey, but it's actually just a dummy that's been placed on a robot donkey. And, like, Robotnik's pissed. He yells at his subordinates. And Sonic, Sonia, and Manic are all together outside at a safe distance away, and Sonic's like, good work on that pretending to be Queen Alina thing, and Manic says, what? No, I never got there. I was locked up. So it must have been the real Queen Alina who showed up and disappeared mysteriously.
I see.
Yeah. The episode ends with Robotnik throwing Sleet and Dingo into jail as punishment for their failure. They'll show up again. I assume this is for like a couple days or something. The end.
They go to timeout.
Fuck yeah. Seems like it's gonna be a weird show.
Yeah, this is a weird fucking show, and I cannot wait to discuss it more in the future. Holy shit. The show's fucking batshit.
Well, no one ended up cross-dressing.
Yeah.
There was no
funny cross-dresser. At least not on screen. And like, even when Sleet reveals himself, he immediately turns back to his regular self. So, with that in mind, let's check any asks we got. If you want to send in a question, you can either message us on Twitter in response to one of our ask tweets, or ask at any time at your leisure on the Sonic Shuffle Discord, which is linked in the show notes of every episode, on the Twitter, which is at ShuffleSonic. Please join the server if you want to send in a question. I sent this in. I posted it super late, so we didn't get a lot of questions. There wasn't enough time. But we did get 2 in the Ask Zone. Well, technically 3, but... our first question comes from James the Cat Girl, who asks, does Robotnik get married to the Sonic siblings?
No. He doesn't get married.
Thankfully, no.
Thankfully, he will never marry.
Thankfully, no.
No marriage in this episode.
I mean, I will say Sonic getting married to Robotnik in Adventures was better and funnier than this.
True. It's also like, I feel like his age is just whatever the fuck in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, though.
Yeah, it does feel like in most Sonic continuities, like, the age is just, like, vaguely alluded to. Like, you'd have to, like, search a wiki or something. Our next questions come in from Flutterdark, who asks, illegal music? Why does Eggman feel it's illegal to play rock music at a wedding? Or is he just an ass and banned all entertainment outright? This may come up in the first Underground eps, I forgot. It didn't come up before, but I assume he just hates music because his enemies play it. I don't know if he has banned other forms of entertainment. It is unclear.
No one can have fun except me, Robotnik.
Yeah, he's just the image of the robot putting the sign in that says no fun allowed.
Yes. I looked into that, like, years ago. Apparently that image is from, like a picture book for kids that was made in the 90s.
What if it was a Sonic picture book?
Robotnik says no fun allowed. Secondly, though I think this comes up in the episode, what the actual flip is this monster carrot? Referring to the screen cap I've taken of a dingo as a Venus flytrap. You posted in the image. How did Eggman even make something like that, assuming this was his doing?
He can just do that.
Well, it was...
It's his choice.
He just has that. How cursed do I want to get? This incarnation's Eggman this incarnation's Robotnik is into TF.
Right?
That's the only possible answer. Yeah. To the best of my knowledge, he isn't even like a cyborg or anything. He can just do that. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So I think that answers our only questions. I guess we can just roll for next episode. Let me see how long this has been going. I had a field day describing this. Oh, yeah, let's just roll. We got a 7, but I've said we're not doing repeats, so I will have to re-roll that one. 7 is Underground. So, rolling again. It's Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my god.
I can't do this again. I am re-rolling.
Why are we getting so much Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog? The fate.
Okay, I've re-rolled for a third time because we have done too many Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog episodes. I want a break. I run this podcast, I can say so. We rolled a 4 this time. Number 4 is the UK comics. So I'll be digging through the internet archive of the Sonic the comic book collection, and figure out which of the first year of stories is worth talking about. We might also talk about Decap Attack. I don't know. It would give us something to talk about. That's a fun comic.
Decap Attack. I forgot.
So yeah,
we're talking about Decap Attack, and I thought you were talking about it. Decapitation.
No. Yeah, so see you next... Well, actually, we're not going to be recording next week because next week, full disclosure, we record our episodes on Thursdays. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. And also, I want to make this a bi-weekly podcast because I've got too many podcasts to edit. So as a result, our next episode will actually be in 3 weeks on the first full week of December, where we will talk about Sonic
the comic.
Sonic the comic.
Yeah.
So as always,
We have to do plugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, plugs. That's what I meant.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna do the ending.
Yeah, I realized what I was saying, so let's do some plugs. Let's see. Okay. I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places, and you can find all those places at linktr.ee/Mike_Dawson with a 0. You can find from there you can find my Twitter. You can find the other podcasts I do, which include Pod of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast that I do with a lot of people, 5 other people, including Argyle, Sarah, Max, Audrey, and Elliot. We are on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. We are fully in that realm. It's really good. I love this show so much. You can listen to Stranger's Fiction, an actual play podcast I do with a rotating selection of hosts. We actually started recording a campaign of Get Your Game On, it's an RPG an RPG based around Yu-Gi-Oh, but what if it Yu-Gi-Oh GX, but what if it was trans?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah! When you said Get Your Game On, I'm like, GX?
Yeah, it's
Who made this game?
So let me.
The fuck?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember her name. She goes by That A-Scal on Twitter.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Maria. Her name is Maria. She's made a lot of RPGs, actually. The first episode that's up at the time of this recording is about, doesn't have me in it, but I'm in the second episode, which might be up by the time this goes up. I'm not sure. In that game, I play a reverse isekai evil overlord who has but a fraction of their original power and wishes to find a worthy opponent so they may reveal their true form. Let's see. And you can listen to Disney Minus, a Disney podcast I do with Stephen Marshmallow. Wait, hang on. Let me just make sure I've got this right. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. Correction on what I said before. I'm actually going to, we'll actually be returning on December 3rd. It won't be a 2-week break. It'll be a 3-week break. It'll be a 2-week.
Oh, yeah, that makes
But anyways.
sense.
Yeah.
December 3rd.
Yeah, we're going to, this time, we're going to record an episode, it had to be delayed, of The $1 Million Duck, a completely forgettable, mid-century live-action Disney film. Yeah, no one remembers it. And you could also, I'm no longer advertising my art blog and Kodesh fee because I've kind of I've kind of lost the interest in making art right now. I feel like it's a I don't want to get into it. But you can find my comedy Twitter at Xbox_Holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. We are not celebrating Thanksgiving or Black Friday because those are terrible holidays, and ideally no one should celebrate them. So instead, shit. I need to find my drafts. Okay. Instead, we'll actually be celebrating November 30th, which is, Happy George H.W. Bush Death Day, Xbox.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's been... Has it been 2 years since George H.W. Bush failed No Not November when his balls exploded?
Oh, God!
Wow, it's been 2 years, but yeah. And yeah, that's it. Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcast, Departure Lounge. The best airplane-based hunter podcast. Ideally, when this goes up, there'll be a new episode. I've been, having some brain vibes and not been able to edit, but it should be back up, and hopefully. So I think that'll be the mini episode, but yeah. I think that's it, really. Devon?
You can find me at also a Hunter x Hunter podcast. It is called Going Well Hunting. As of now, I think we just put out our 13th episode. So you can find that at Going Well Hunting at twitter.com. And you can also find me at Groove and Ghastly. Oh no, am I silent?
Okay.
You
cut
out.
You cut out real bad this time.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll show up in the local recording, it's fine. But anyways. And you can find us at Shuffle Sonic on Twitter. And from there you can also find our Discord, both of which are linked in the show notes of every episode. And as always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He's the only blue live that matters.
The only one.
Good night.
Good night.
I long for my children, but I have to wait. To act too soon could seal their fate.
They made a vow